Again, in the Gospel this morning, there's a lovely opening phrase. Jesus says to his disciples, and how often he says that, peace. The Hebrew word for peace is shalom. It's got a ring, got a nice tone to it, shalom. What exactly in the scriptures is the meaning of peace? Many of us think that peace is when we have no kind of trouble and no problems or challenges or difficulties, when everything in our life is harmonious and we're free maybe from all cares and worries. That is not the meaning of peace in the scriptures. That is not what Jesus meant when he said shalom, shalom. Real peace is peace in the midst of a storm. When we're in the midst of a storm, maybe everything around us is falling apart. We have all kinds of problems and difficulties, but yet that peace in our heart is an abiding thing. Why do we say that? Because real peace, the peace that we come across in the scriptures, is a gift from God. It's not something that depends on what's happening outside or around me or in my life at this moment. It's an abiding thing. It's something we got to pray for. It's something I personally pray for every morning of my life, that God will give me today the gift of peace, a peace that surpasses all understanding. People are often heard saying, I just want a bit of peace of mind. That is something totally false. Because as long as you're in your mind, you're not at peace. For example, if you're really worried about something, or there's a fear there, where do you feel it? Do you feel it in your mind? You feel it down here, in your gut, in your stomach. And peace is something that's an abiding thing, really deep within you. It's God within you, giving you the courage and the strength you need. We get an example of that in the first reading this morning. We're told Paul was stoned and left for dead, and they took him outside the city and threw him there, and they thought he was dead. What did he do? He got up and he went back in again. Courage in spite of all the difficulties and all the prevailing problems. So listen, beautiful reading from the Gospel. Chapter 14 is beautiful in the Gospel of John. So listen to the words. As Jesus says to you this morning, no matter what your circumstances, he's saying to each and every one of us, Shalom.